सो आम्ही करता लेसन फ्लुइड्स ओके मेकॅनिकल प्रॉपर्टीज. सो इथून आता नेक्स्ट टॉपिक असा सरफेस टेन्शन. ओके सरफेस टेन्शन म्हणजे कितें इट इज दॅट प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ अ लिक्विड बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ विच इट बिहेव्स लायक एन इलास्टिक स्ट्रेच्ड membrane with a tendency to contract so as to occupy a minimum surface area. ओके आता ते कितें म्हणटा की liquid when a liquid is free from the external forces such as gravity, it always takes a shape of a spherical drop. म्हणजे आता जर तुम्ही एक प्लेट घेतली आणि तितून एक ड्रॉप ऑफ वॉटर उडयलो जाल्यार तो पळया इतलेच पार्टाक उरतलो, रायट? सो इट इज बिकॉज फॉर अ गिवन वॉल्यूम अ स्पियर हॅज द लिस्ट सरफेस एरिया. सो तो केन्नाय पळयत जाल्यार तो शेप ऑफ अ स्पियर तसोच घेतलो. ओके बिकॉज इट हॅज अ लिस्ट सरफेस एरिया. स्पियराची सगळ्यांत लिस्ट सरफेस एरिया आसता. सो इट मीन्स दॅट द सरफेस ऑफ एवरी लिक्विड has always a tendency to have least surface area, and in this respect it behaves like a stretched membrane. So here the stretched membrane कशी behave करतलो हो ड्रॉप. ओके जो प्लेटीन आसा तो having a tension in all directions parallel to the surface. So आता हांगा एक डायग्राम ड्रॉ केला हांवें. हें आतां लिक्वीड आसा. सो हेजेर जे वयले जे फिल्म आसा, वयलो जो हें आसा पार्ट, ओके थंयसर हे अशें आसतलें म्हणजे स्ट्रेच्ड इन एवरी वे पॉसिबल. स्ट्रेच्ड इन एवरी डायरेक्शन. So this tension in the surface of a liquid is called surface tension. That is, it is that property of a liquid by virtue of which it behaves like an elastic stretched membrane with a tendency to contract, okay, so as to occupy a minimum surface area. So the minimum surface area जावंक जाय म्हणून ते contract जाता. Okay, and it behaves like a elastic stretched membrane. Okay, हे तुमकां तेन्नाच कळटलें जेन्ना तुमी प्रॅक्टिकली आतां एक सपोज प्लेट घेवन ऑर खंयच्याय एका सरफेसार जो असो अशेंच आसा जाल्यार प्लेटीर एक ड्रॉप ऑफ वॉटर उडयलो जाल्यार तो कसो आपल्याक स्ट्रेच करतलो टू ऑक्युपाय अ मिनिमम सरफेस एरिया. तेकाच आमी सरफेस टेन्शन म्हणटा. ओके सो टू मेजर अ सरफेस टेन्शन it can be measured as the force per unit length. Okay, force per unit length on an imaginary line drawn on a liquid surface. So आता हे असा which acts perpendicular to the line on its either side. This okay at every point and tangential to the liquid surface. आता हे tangential to the liquid surface असा तो टच जावन वयता ती लायन, करेक्ट? सो हे आमी अशें मेजर करता म्हणटात. ओके फोर्स पर युनिट लेंथ on an imaginary line drawn on the liquid surface which is perpendicular to the line on its either side. This line is drawn, imaginary line त्या liquid surfaceचेर ड्रॉ केला आणि तेजे CGS युनिट आसा डायन पर सेंटीमीटर आणि SI युनिट आसा न्यूटन पर सेंटीमीटर. सो हांगा तेंच्यांनी एक एग्जाम्पल म्हणजे हे जर तुमकां सारकें अंडरस्टँड जावंक जाय जाल्यार हे दोन पॉयंट घेतल्या A आनी B. ओके दॅट इज इमेजिन अ लायन AB ड्रॉन ऑन द फ्री सरफेस ऑफ अ लिक्विड. दिस इज अ फ्री सरफेस ऑफ अ लिक्विड, वयर आहा तो. ओके आणि तेजेर एक लायन ड्रॉ केल्या AB. ओके in order to have a minimum surface area, the two portions of the liquid surface on either side of line AB, या साइडीन आणि या साइडीन, have a tendency to draw away from each other. So हे अशें स्ट्रेच करतले. स्ट्रेच मेम्ब्रेन कशी जावंक जाय न्हू ती. Imagine that the surface film is cut along line AB. Then the film on the either side of the line will contract. Okay? So हांगासर जर हे कट केले तो म्हणटा की film on the either side of the line will contract. Okay? This shows that there are forces acting on the either side of the line which tend to pull the liquid surface apart along this line. So हांगासर हे कट करून अशें व्हरता कशें दिसतलें. Okay. The film being prevented from breaking into two parts due to force of attraction between the molecules. Now the magnitude of such a force per unit length of the line drawn in the surface of the liquid gives the measure of the surface tension. So हो जो force असा per unit length जो तेंका असो ओडटा. ओके, म्हणजे ते आता जर हांगा कट केले जाल्यार ते ब्रेक जावपाक दिवचो ना, ते तेका फोल्ड करून दवरता. That is surface tension. Okay. सो हेजे CGS युनिट आसा डायन पर सेंटीमीटर आणि SI युनिट आसा न्यूटन पर मीटर. Okay. So next we have surface energy. Okay. आता इथून एक एक्सप्लेनेशन म्हणजे अशें आसा की the free surface of a liquid always has a tendency to contract and possess minimum surface area. सो आता हे लिक्विडाच्या वयर ही आसा ती फ्री सरफेस आसा लायक. सो इट हॅज अ टेंडन्सी टू कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट अँड पॉजेस मिनिमम सरफेस एरिया, म्हणजे ते खंयसरूय कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट जातले आनी मिनिमम सरफेस एरिया कशी तयार जातली ते पळयतले. फ्री सरफेस आसता तो लिक्विडाचो. ओके. सो इफ इट इज रिक्वायर्ड टू इन्क्रीज द सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द लिक्विड, वर्क हॅज टू बी डन. सो जर ते इन्क्रीज करता सरफेस एरिया जाल्यार वर्क डन जातलेच, रायट. दिस वर्क डन is stored in the surface film of the liquid as its potential energy. So जे ते work थंयसर जातले to increase that surface area, that is stored as a surface energy. That is your potential energy. Okay. So the potential energy per unit area of the surface film is the surface energy. Okay. So it can be also defined as amount of work done in increasing the surface area per increase in surface area. Okay. Through unit. So the potential energy per unit area of the surface film is called surface energy, and it is also defined as the amount of work done in increasing the area of the surface film through unity. Okay. So free surface of a liquid at rest like this, okay, tends to have the minimum area. So minimum surface area हे करपाक तो try करतलो, and that's why it behaves like a stretched membrane. Okay. आणि हेच हांगा यूज जाला surface energy. आमी तशेंच बरयता की the free surface of a liquid always has a tendency to contract, right, and possess minimum surface area. So तो contract कित्याक जाता तर तेका minimum surface area जाय आसता म्हणून free surface. Okay. So if it is required to increase the surface area, आता ती जर surface area वाडोवंक जाय जाल्यार work has to be done. Now this work is stored as a surface film of the liquid as its potential energy. आणि ही जी increase in surface area आसा, that is potential energy per unit area of the surface film, that is your surface energy. Okay. आता relation between surface energy and surface tension. So this आता तर numerically म्हणता की they are equal to its surface energy. Okay. So surface tension of a liquid is numerically equal to its surface energy. Okay. So surface tension and surface energy same. आता थोडे तेंच्यांनी examples दिल्या like hair of a brush. Okay, when dipped in water spreads out. आता जेन्ना आमी ब्रश पेंट ब्रश घेतलो, ओके, जाल्यार तो जेन्ना तुमी उदकान घालता तेन्ना तो असो स्प्रेड जातलो. ओके. आनी उदकांसून भायर काडलो काय तो स्प्रेड जावचो ना असो दिसतलो, रायट? Okay. But as soon as it is taken out, its hair cling together. So the reason is that when the brush is inside water, okay, there is water all around its hair. As water has no free surface, आता हांगासर free surface कांयच ना. The tips of the hair of the brush remain spreaded. Okay. आणि जेन्ना आता तो taken out from the water, okay, then a thin water film is formed at the tip of the hair. So हांगासर एक thin water film form जाता. Okay. The surface of the water film formed contracts due to surface tension and the hair cling together. So हांगासर तो contract जाता. Okay. Surface of the water film. हांगासर आता एक water film form जातली, correct? So ती contract जातली due to surface tension. That's why हे hairs असे cling म्हणजे एकीकडे येऊन रावतात. ओके, हांगा आता फ्री सरफेस जाला न्हू तयार त्या खातीर. Okay. So liquid in small quantities free from external forces like gravity, etc. are found in spherical shape. So the liquid drop बी म्हणटा पळय, that is in rain drops, ते spherical shapeानूच कित्याक आसता तर reason हो. Okay. So due to surface tension, the liquid tries to acquire minimum surface area आणि minimum surface area sphereचीच असता. So as for the given volume, the sphere has the minimum surface area. The liquid assumes the shape of a drop. This is because the liquid tries to assume a shape so that surface area is minimum, and since for a given volume, a sphere has least surface area. Okay, a liquid in small quantity acquires spherical shape. So the liquid drops the spherical shape and as per the reason because of the surface tension. Okay. So हे एक्झाम्पल्स असले तुमकां अंडरस्टँड करपा खातीर.